Nebraska averages around 14 deaths due to domestic abuse every year.
Today, one senator made the first step to try and prevent more of these deaths from happening. Channel 8's Ariana Martinez explains how the bill would do that. Ariana?
Yes, Senator Tom Brandt hopes to form a domestic abuse review team that would look at domestic violence cases and find things that may be falling through the cracks or ways law enforcement or the local government can step in and do more. Today, I had the honor of meeting two individuals who had family members taken away from them in this horrible way. They share their stories to hopefully help others.
My mom was shot to death in her own home by the person she worked so hard to protect herself from. Because of these real-life experiences, I strongly believe Nebraska needs more laws surrounding domestic violence and protection orders.
Andy Koch lived a nightmare as she watched her mom deal with domestic violence and ultimately lose her life to it. She and others share their stories to help others.
Doing what we're doing right now is what I think my mom would want us to do, to help save other women from domestic assaults, relationships, or even murders. It means a lot to a lot of families, I think.
For me and my family, it's just the ability to know that my sister's death isn't in vain and that we're trying to fix a system that's broken and that failed her so that it doesn't fail future families.
This bill would create a domestic abuse review team, which would evaluate domestic abuse cases to see where law enforcement, the government, or special nonprofit services could step in and do more.
Anytime there is a homicide that's related to domestic violence, there are always questions in communities about how did this happen, why did this happen, how do we prevent it from happening again? And the opinions about that are always different. And we hope that LB 1009 will actually create a process to prevent future homicides.
This would also give smaller communities more help to fight this problem.
3 of my 4 counties, the sheriff is the law enforcement for the entire county, and they're stretched very thin. So anything we as a state can do to enhance their ability to stop domestic violence and stop domestic violence from escalating into a death, we are more than willing to look at.
Nebraska is one of only 9 states who do not have something like this in place. 41 other states do and are seeing success with it.
Oftentimes, the victim of domestic violence has a protection order or a PO out there, and it's a piece of paper. And a piece of paper often doesn't stop somebody from walking through the piece of paper and doing some serious harm to the victim.
So far, there has been no public opposition to this bill. It is supported by Nebraska's Attorney General, and citizens from the Cherokee Nation explained how this would help so many Native Americans from going missing or experiencing domestic violence.